Welcome to the 8th digital watercolor tutorial. In this video, we will learn how to paint a colorful floral wreath using just one brush and one color, black. Do you want to know how? Let's get on with it! The magic tool we are going to use today is the Gradient Map. Let's paint a gradient to see how this works. The fastest way to make a gradient is to use a brush from the variegated set. I'll use the Watery dual color. You already know that dual color brushes use two colors instead of one. We are going to create a grayscale gradient. So make sure your primary color is black and the secondary is white. Let's change the color of the background to be able to see the white part. This brush is pressure sensitive. It transitions from the secondary to the primary color depending on the pressure we apply. When we apply light pressure, we paint in white, and as we increase the pressure, more black goes into the mix. Okay, go to Adjustments and tap on Gradient Map. It has the same two options as the Hue, Saturation, Brightness tool we talked about in the previous video, so you already know the difference between them. Let's tap on Layer and voila! Now we have a colorful gradient. But how does this exactly work? This is so easy and so cool at the same time. Let's tap on Breeze, for example. It basically replaces the colors of our illustration, in this case of our gradient, with the colors in this bar. The left side affects the darkest colors of our image and the right side the lightest ones. We can modify the gradient by adding or deleting colors. We can move the colors to the left to change the darker tones or to the right. Well, we'll play around with this later. If we tap on Done, we come back to the gradient library. We can use the preset palettes, but we can also create a custom one tapping on the plus sign. Creating a custom palette is as easy as tapping on one of the color squares and then choose a color. We can choose any color we want. We can also add more colors in between these two by tapping anywhere on the bar. We can have 12 different colors. This is looking horrible. I don't know why I chose these colors. Well, let's tap on Done to come back to the gradient library again. I suppose you have already been playing around with the color squares and you don't know how to undo the changes, right? Tap and hold the plus sign and then restore the default palettes. Okay, now that we have learned how this works, let's make something fun. Let's undo this. Yes, I know, this doesn't work on real paper, but we keep doing it, right? I am afraid to say it gets worse. I also try to zoom in on real paper. Well, let's choose a paper texture. How about the handmade paper? And let's pick gray, because the grain of this brush is quite dense, so it will look too intense if we used the usual black color. We want the paper texture to help the illustration stand out, but not make the paper texture stand out more than the illustration. Let's lock this layer and create a new layer for our watercolor. Change the blend mode to linear burn. We are going to paint a floral wreath, so let's create one more layer and draw a circle to use as a guide. You can use any brush for the circle. I will use a fine liner just because I'm a bit picky and I want the line to have a uniform width. Okay, draw a circle or something that resembles a circle, and don't leave the pencil at the end. It will snap into a perfect ellipse. Tap and hold with another finger on the screen to make it snap into a perfect circle. By the way, We can modify our shape by tapping on Edit Shape and then on Ellipse or Circle. We can transform the shape by dragging the nodes. Tap anywhere on the canvas to exit the edit mode. Now let's place it on the center of the canvas. I've turned on snapping to make guidelines appear and be able to align the circle exactly on the center of the canvas. If too many guidelines appear and it's difficult to place the circle in the center, turn off magnetics and some of the guidelines will disappear. Now that our circle is in the center of the canvas, go to the Layers panel, place it underneath the watercolor layer and decrease its opacity. Select the watercolor layer and go to Actions. Canvas, activate Drawing Guide and then tap on Edit Drawing Guide. Today we are going to use the Symmetry tool. If you tap on Options, you'll see that we have 4 symmetry options. We've created a circular guide for you to be able to paint a perfect floral wreath using any of them. If you want it to look less symmetrical or to include many different elements, you can use the vertical or horizontal guide, so only half of the illustration will be mirrored. Quadrant will use both the vertical and the horizontal guidelines, and everything you draw in one quadrant will be reproduced in the rest. Today we are going to use radial. Radial is the laziest option, and well, we just need to draw something in one of the portions and Procreate will do the rest. Also, turn on rotational symmetry, so the drawings we make, let's say, will be copied following the same direction instead of being mirrored. Well, this may not be easy to explain, but you will understand it when you see it in action. We are going to tap Done twice, one to exit the menu and another one to exit the Edit Drawing Guide mode. Okay? We are going to use a dual color brush, so we need to choose 2 colors. We want one of them to be white and the other one black. Remember that the last color we choose will become our primary color. See? Since we are going to paint petals and leaves, let's go to the Leaves set and pick the dual color Leaves brush. Let's increase the brush size and start painting petals. The behavior of this brush is similar to the one we used at the beginning of this video. It is also pressure sensitive, but it has something special. It allows us to create a beautiful petal in just one stroke. When painting a petal, increase the pressure progressively as you move to the center of the flower. And then, without lifting your pencil, go back increasing the pressure even more. Sorry guys, you will have to take my word for it because I didn't know it was going to be hard to appreciate this in the video. But I promise the flower will look beautiful when we use one of the gradient palettes. Or if you just change the background color, you will see the white petals clearly. For painting the leaves, we are just going to invert the colors. To do that, tap on the secondary color. Decrease the brush size and let's paint some leaves. This time they are perfectly visible. Okay, since this brush varies its size with pressure, it's quite easy to paint leaves with it. You can make them this way with a gap in the middle, or the same way we did the petals, or just start with light pressure, then increase pressure as you go, and then decrease pressure to create a pointy tip. I don't know, any shape of leaf you make will look great. Okay, let's paint some dark stamens. I need to decrease the brush size. Now it's better. Well, my ghost flowers are ready to be colored. So let's do magic! Let's duplicate this layer to play around with it later. Go to Adjustments, Gradient Map, and tap on Layer. Ta-da! Let's try the rest of the preset palettes. And we can modify one of them. For example, let's tap on this one and change the color of the lightest areas, or what is the same, the petals. If we don't like the color of the leaves, we can change it too. If we tap and hold, we can delete or duplicate any palette. Okay, let's create a custom palette from scratch. I want to have purple flowers and turquoise leaves, for example. By the way, we can choose white or any color we want. The darkest areas can become the lightest this way. We can also place a few different colors close to each other to add color variation to our flowers. Let me play around with this a little bit. As you see, when you tap and hold on a square, you have the option to delete it. Well, these squares are a bit too sensitive. They want to be deleted all the time. Tap on Done to save your custom gradient in the library, and rename it if you want to by tapping on its name. I only have one custom gradient, so I'll skip this step. And say yes to the changes by tapping on the Adjustments icon. Okay, let's take a quick look at the pencil option. I am going to turn off this layer and on this one. I will turn off the Drawing Assist mode because I don't want Procreate to apply the same changes to all my flowers. Now go to Adjustments again, Gradient Map, and tap on Pencil this time. I'll pick the textured leaves. Now I can use a different gradient palette for each flower, or each leaf, or for any area. If the brush you are using is semi-transparent, you can go over the same area to make the result more intense. I'm going to paint this one too. I think I will change the brush. Yes, I prefer the bloomer brush for this task. If we tap on another palette, the flowers we just painted will change. If we want to keep the flowers purple, we have to tap anywhere on the canvas and then tap on Apply. Now we can continue painting the rest of the flowers using a different palette. Let's use, I don't know, Wreath? Don't forget to tap on Apply each time you want to commit changes, okay? Well, I must confess that I haven't been very inspired choosing colors today, but I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and learned a few cool tricks. I can't wait to see what you create. See you in the next tutorial. Bye!